So this is two versions from the Isha Upanishad. And the reason why I like to show it is because it shows that if you're translating from Sanskrit into English, or really from any one language into another, there's going to be some room for interpretation. But we can see it here. So this is from the Isha Upanishad, which is considered one of the most important ones. It's a subset, it's a section of the Yajur Veda, one of the 4 early Vedas. And they write, and this is an English translation, "The wise man beholds all beings in the self," or the Atman, "and the self in all beings. For that reason he does not hate anyone. To the seer, all things have verily become the self. What delusion, what sorrow can there be for him who beholds that oneness?" This is another version of the same verses from the Isha Upanishad. "He who sees all beings in the self, and the self in all beings, he never turns away from it," the self. "For he who perceives all beings as the self, how can there be delusion or grief when he sees this oneness everywhere?" So I might be getting into an argument with someone, but deep down, if I recognize that both myself and that individual, that we are part of this same Brahman, that he is me and I am it, or I am he, well, then that anger seems a little bit misguided. Now, to get a little bit more context on this notion of oneness, here's another verse from the Chandogya Upanishad, which is also considered one of the significant Upanishads, and it's part of the Samaveda. "As the rivers flowing east and west merge in the sea and become one with it, forgetting they were separate rivers, so do all creatures lose their separateness when they merge at last into pure being, into Brahman. There is nothing that does not come from him." And the use of the word him is really an anthropomorphism of this notion that has really no gender or body or form. Of everything, he is the inmost self. He is the truth. He is the self supreme. You are that, Shivet Taketu, you are that. And this last verse is referring, it's in this Chandogya Upanishad, it's a conversation between the teacher and his son. And the son is Shveta Ketu. My apologies for pronunciation. So once he's saying that these rivers is an analogy for you and I, and we might see ourselves as different, but at some point we will flow and become one with the ocean. And he's pointing out to his son, you are not different from that. You, yourself, your Atman, it is Brahman. It is one and the same.